Hello guys, my name is Nick, and today we're going to be doing some analysis on the newly leaked GTA 5 map. So just a few days ago, yet another supposedly leaked map had reached the internet, and this one, like many previous ones, was shot down almost immediately for appearing to be too small. But then we found out that it's actually the official map, and leaked gameplays, if those are real, have proven this. So we aren't 100%, but I would say this is probably the real one, given the gameplay that I have seen, which appears to be legit, although many things can be fake these days. But if you are to zoom in, it is a lot bigger than it appears. It still looks kind of small, but if you really zoom in, hold up, it's a lot bigger than it seems. The blocks seem bigger. It's just a lot bigger than it appears to be. It's kind of like what I like to call a proportion illusion. And then another thing I noticed, do you see right here, there's this little mileage key? That hasn't been in any other maps that I've seen. So if you zoom in even closer, you see that it says it's about 5,000 feet right there, or about a mile. So this got me thinking that we should try and measure the map. So I decided to use grid lines. So we're probably just going to measure the main part of Los Santos, including Vinewood Hills, not including the airport. So I'll cut it off like right around here. So that's the main part of Los Santos. And then so 1, 2, 3, 4 squares is about a mile. So, hold on, I didn't want to zoom in. So, we'll start from right here and count how many squares it is to the top. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's a mile. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. How about we just add 17? So now, 17, divide that by 4, and you got about 4.25 miles, or 4 miles and a quarter. So now we'll measure the width starting here, and we'll cut right through downtown. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, about 16. We'll just round it off and say it's about a square. So we'll say 4.25 times 4.25, and you get about 18 square miles. Now, if you wanted to include the airport and this part, it'd probably be more like 22 square miles, but we are just doing this main part. So then I decided, instead of measuring the rest of the map like this, let's just see how many Los Santoses can fit inside the whole map. So that got me doing this. Kind of like, maybe right there. And then squeeze another one in here. Trying to make them fit sort of like a puzzle piece as best I can. And then one sort of here at the top. Should probably be rotated a little bit more. I can't exactly do that though, so just imagine that it's on its side like that. So that's 3 more, plus the original, so that's 4 times. And then we got these gaps here, and I would say that would create at least another Los Santos, if not like 1.5. So basically, the whole map is about 5 times as big as Los Santos. So we bring up this equation again. Let's round it to 19, and then multiply that by 5, and you get about 95 square miles. That is huge. And then I decided to do some more measurements, and I found that from the bottom of the airport there all the way to the tip right there, that little beach, is about 13 miles. And then from here all the way to here is about 8 miles. So, or 7, I guess. And if you were to do 13 times 7, you would come up with 91, which is close enough to 95. These are just estimates, and when you find yourself coming up with the same thing more than once, it's usually pretty accurate. So I would say it's about 100 square miles, give or take, and then 13 miles up from north to south, and 7 from west to east or east to west or whatever. So that's pretty much the dimensions of the size of it. And it's pretty big. It's about as big as they're saying it is. Even if it doesn't look like it's that big from this proportion here, it is that big. And now that we know what size it is, or at least estimated it, I'm going to go into some landmarks. A lot of people were asking me, first let's get rid of the grid lines. A lot of people were asking me, like where Mount Chiliad was, because, you can parachute off that. So right here, this is Mount Chiliad. It's right in the heart of Blaine County. It's kind of like right here. It's big. And then, stupid thing zooms like an idiot. Anyway, then the Chiliad Mountain State Wilderness is right next to it. And then Mount Josiah or Hosea or however you pronounce that is right there. And then you see there's a little airport there. Fort Zancudo or whatever. And then here's the Alamo Sea, which I estimate was about 3 square miles big. And then the desert, which was seen in the official gameplay trailer we saw about 2 months ago from Rockstar. So I measured this too. It's not quite that big. They made it seem like a large portion of the map was going to be desert, but this is really only about 5 square miles. It's still pretty big. That's about the size of the Vice City map, but it's not quite as big as they were making it out to be. I think this is more beach than desert. I guess if you wanted to call beach desert because it's sand, you could go ahead. But the desert does have its own little airport right there. Grand Sonora Desert is what it's called. There are 3 little parts. There's Sandy Shores and Harmony and whatnot. There's some clothing stores. There's a gun store there. Then there's, of course, the Alamo Sea, which we already went over. My guess is you could probably fish in there. I don't think they've been talking about fishing, but I can't imagine you couldn't. And then here's Los Santos County and the Great Chaparral, or I'm not really sure what that is, but gotta be something. Here's a big wild wind farm. Wild farm. So, there'd just be a bunch of wind stuff there, those little wind turbines. And then here are more mountains. A lot of these are just mountain ranges. Here's Vinewood Hills, and then the top of the city. We'll go back to the city in a minute. Then there's Banham Canyon. So that's probably just a canyon, and then there's hills here. A lot of mountain ranges and hills and stuff. Somewhere there was a mountain range, but I can't find it for some reason. I think it's right near Los Santos, yeah, Palomino Highlands. Okay, so now here's the city. So we went over it, and it's about 19 square miles. If you want to include the airport and this part, it would be more like 21 to 22 square miles. And that's pretty big. If you played Midnight Club Los Angeles, it's about twice the size of that map, and that map was pretty big. So let's go over the landmarks. First, here's Pacific Bluffs. I guess that's supposed to be based on Verdant Bluffs that was in San Andreas. And then, of course, the beach. This is the pier with the famous Ferris wheel. The beach is really long, like it is in real life, but it goes all the way up to here. Plus, there's a beach near the top, and then it's a huge beach. And then Vinewood Hills, again, based on Beverly Hills, obviously. The Vinewood sign is right here, and you can climb up on that, and there's probably a weapon you can find up there or something. I'm sure there's some type of collectible. Right here appears to be, I'm not really sure what that is. It says Vinewood, something that starts with a P. I cannot read that for some reason. It's got a parachute symbol, so, it could be something you can parachute off of. To me, I think it might be a racetrack because it's that oval shape. But now here we are at the top of Vinewood. Here's a gun store. Here is a paint and spray. Several clothing shops. You can get your hair cut there. You can get your hair cut here. And the fact that they have 2 haircut places so where they appear to be so close to each other. They're probably not that close to each other. This is probably a really long road, and it just looks like it's small. Because why would they put two haircut places in what would appear to be that close to each other? So it's probably a really big map. And then right here is the Los Santos Golf Club. It doesn't appear to be that it too does not appear to be that big, but again, I'm sure it is. It's a golf club or golf course, whatever. Um, and then these little things appear to be tennis rackets. I'm not sure if they're all tennis courts. Some of them just might be sports recreation places, but there's all kinds of stuff like that. Here is like a film symbol. I don't know if that would be a movie theater or a place for sightseeing celebrities or something. I don't really know. That's just something you'll have to figure out for yourself. Here's another gun store, another clothing store. Now here's downtown. I'm not really sure what that symbol means. More parachuting places. That's probably where you could jump off of buildings in downtown. Here's another gun store. Not really sure what that says. It might say PC, or it might be a mask, like a theater mask, so maybe that's a theater. I'm not really sure about that either. Here's East Vinewood, not much there, or at least symbol-wise. This is a shoe icon, so you could probably shop for shoes there. South Los Santos. That would be somewhat near where Grove Street was. I'm not really sure where it is, but it should be somewhere near the river. I believe it is confirmed to be in the game. It would be a court somewhere, so it might be that, because that kind of dead ends. Of course, it wouldn't be like, it might not be exactly near the river, next to the river like it was in San Andreas, but yeah. And then here you got the Los Santos International Airport, which features all kinds of planes. So far, I've only seen a Schmal and then something that looked slightly larger, but that's all I've seen. I've also seen that you get a 3-star wanted for going on to the airport, which is actually not that bad because before it was a 4-star in Grand Theft Auto 4, and it was hard to evade. I saw someone get into a plane and then quickly fly toward downtown, and they lost that 3-star pretty quickly. Here is the port of South Los Santos, pretty much just industrial stuff. There's that bridge there, Next to it, you just got an oil field, so there'd probably be a bunch of oil drills there. And, that's pretty much most of the landmarks for the city of Los Santos. And then we went over the country, so that's pretty much the map. That's what it looks like again. So I'll go over the dimensions one more time. So it's 13 miles from the top of here down to the bottom of the airport right there. And then about 7 miles from this end to that end, which adds up to about 91 miles, give or take. So I am estimating that it's about 100 square miles, and then the city of Los Santos, just the main part, is about 19, including the airport and the port, would be about 21 to 22. So that's pretty much the size of it. Again, my name is Nick. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. Also, share this video, not just for my sake, but because a lot of people probably want to know this stuff. It doesn't really spoil anything. We already knew the map was going to be huge. I'm just kind of going over exactly how big it is and then all the landmarks and stuff. So it doesn't really hurt to share it. People are going to probably want to know this stuff. And, just do whatever you feel like doing.